So yeah, Tommy, I think I mentioned this at the start. I'm not sure if you were here. There was an issue with last week's recording, I believe. There was something wrong with the automated system. Um, don't worry too much though. We will get that sort sent out alongside this week's recording when the emails go out at the end of this week. Okay, so yeah, so let's get on to our topic for today. And like I mentioned, we're going to be using LLMs, so ChatGPT, as a pair programmer. And what we're going to be doing with it is to make a website. And don't think that you sort of need any sort of programming experience or know how to code. The majority of what we're going to be doing is going to be done entirely via what we tell ChatGPT to do. So there's not going to be much coding at all. It's going to be quite a lot of copy and pasting and just tweaking a few small things to get the website that we want. So no coding experience required, but we will need the use of a ChatGPT to do this. Okay, so to do this, what we're going to use is we're going to use a website called Web Sandbox. I think the image here isn't unfortunately loading, but hopefully Faz will paste the link to that in the chat. And it should look something like this once you open that link. And from here, what we need to do is, once you've opened the link, is just click the sign in the top right. It will hopefully bring you to, actually, I think I've already signed in. So let me just sign out just to show you what it looks like. So yeah, if you click that sign in box, it will take you to this page. It gives you some sign in options. So you can either sign in with GitHub if you have a GitHub account, or sign in with Google or Apple. Um, so I would recommend signing in with Google. This has brought up a new window. I don't think you guys can see this, but you can just sign in with your Google account. Hopefully everyone has that, and it will just open up this page. Okay. Um, yeah. So yeah, if so hopefully everyone can see the link that Faz has sent in the chat. If they can go click on that link, it will hopefully bring you to this page right here. Find the top right corner, click sign in, and then sign in with a Google account, and it should hopefully bring you up to this page. Um, Once you guys have managed to do that, just a quick thumbs up never goes amiss, just so I know people are following, or just a quick message, either one works. Yeah, so I can see Lewis has done it, fantastic. I'll just give everyone maybe just a couple of minutes to just get on with doing that. If you run into any issues, feel free to drop any questions in the chat, or or feel free to unmute yourself, and I'll happily help you out. Yeah, I can see some of you. Yeah, Daniel, Shari, yeah, brilliant. Getting some people that managed to do it. Brilliant. Yeah. So should hopefully look like this once you've managed to open it. And if you have done it, while you're waiting, please make sure you open up ChatGPT as well, because we will be using this as well. I'll get Faz to paste the link to that in the chat if there's any issues with it as well. So while you're waiting, please make sure you open up ChatGPT just so it saves a little bit of time later. Okay, I'll give everyone maybe just another few minutes to do that. Again, once you've done it, just a quick thumbs up just so I know that you guys are following along. Never goes amiss. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, we'll just wait another minute or two just for everyone to just catch up. Yeah, I think 30 more seconds, I think. Got quite a few thumbs ups, and hopefully most people have got to this page at least. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, at least what I'm going to be doing, is making a recipe blog, a website just themed around recipes. You can choose whatever style of website you'd like, but I'll just use a recipe blog for demonstration purposes. Feel free to either follow along with what I'm doing, or either choose your own theme. It's completely up to you. But the first thing what we need to do is on the code sandbox page that we just had. So this page right here, and I hope most people have managed to get onto that. Um, Hopefully we can see in the top right corner, there is a box right here that says sandbox. So top right corner, just where I've drawn the arrow, there should be a box that says sandbox. Hopefully everyone can find that. And once you found it, just click on it. And it should bring up a window that looks like this. So yeah, top right corner, there should be something called sandbox. Hopefully you can still see it. Sort of faded out a little bit, but it should bring up a window like this once you've clicked on it. And what you need to do is you need to select the HTML and CSS code sandbox template. So it should be the one on the far right corner. So quick recap, sandbox on top right. And then once you've clicked that, it should open this window. And from there, you should open up the HTML and CSS template. And if you click on that, you shouldn't really need to change anything. It's you can name it whatever you'd like, but I'm just going to leave it as whatever default name it's been given. And then I'll click on Create Sandbox. And once you've done that, it should take a little while, and but it should give you a coding environment where we can actually make our website. So hopefully that was clear. Hopefully people are following along. I'll give everyone maybe just a couple of minutes to do that, but hopefully once you've done that, you should get a page that looks like this. You should have some code here and the website preview on the right-hand side. But if there's any issues with that, please do let me know. Or if I've gone too quickly, please do let me know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Daniel Lewis, Chandra. Yeah. Brilliant. John Allen. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So people have managed to get this, hopefully. Brilliant. Yeah. Just quick recap for anyone just maybe just joined us, or if there's just hasn't been following along at all. All we needed to do was go to this code sandbox page, or go back here. So you click on sandbox, HTML, CSS, and then create a sandbox. And it will take a while, but you should load into a page that looks like this. Yeah, yeah. So Verizon blocks access to the website preview. That's interesting. I don't see why it would do that, but yeah. Yeah. So I mean, for those of you that may be on either work networks or on Verizon for whatever reason, you may have some issues. But if for whatever reason that is the case, either try use a VPN, or like try follow along at home if your work network is blocking it, unfortunately. Okay, yeah. Okay, just a few more minutes. If anyone needs maybe like 30 more seconds, please do let me know. But hopefully, seeing we've got quite a few people that have managed to get it. Yeah, so just wait 30 more seconds. If there's any issues, drop me a message. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll move on. So we've set up sort of our environment for coding, and all that will allow us to do is it will allow us to write our code and test our web page. And the next thing is actually getting some code and putting the code into the page so we can actually make a website. And like I mentioned, we're going to be using ChatGPT for this. And that means that you don't need any sort of programming knowledge. Just copy and paste whatever code ChatGPT has provided for you. Okay. So the first step is opening up ChatGPT if you haven't already done so, and then providing it a prompt for the website you want to generate. So hopefully here you can see the first prompt that we've got here is, can you create the HTML code for a recipe blog? So that's the theme of my website. This could be whatever theme you'd like. So what I will do is I'll navigate to ChatGPT, open up ChatGPT. Hopefully we are familiar from like the past few weeks. If you aren't, if you log into ChatGPT, I'll get fast to put another link to that in the chat, and it should bring you to a page that looks like this. And in ChatGPT, there will be a message box at the very bottom right here, and it will say message ChatGPT. And all you need to type into that box is, can you write me the HTML code for your theme of website? So my website is going to be about a recipe blog, so a recipe blog website. And just click the arrow here to generate. Again, doesn't have to be a recipe blog website, but for demonstration purposes, I've gone with a recipe blog. And what you should see is that ChatGPT has given us some code, and it hasn't required us to have any programming knowledge. It's just managed to just generate some code automatically. And the thing is, the code it generates, even if you have the exact same prompt as me, you may notice that the code that has been generated might be slightly different from what I've got here, even if you've got the exact same prompt. So the way ChatGPT works is it the more information you give it, if you maybe think back to a few weeks ago, I think we talked a little bit about prompting. But the more information you give it, the better the response will be. If you give it some generic statements, so for example, it will be just some generic HTML code, it will just try and fill in the gaps itself. So it will just generate, so you can see here, hopefully, it's got some recipes for chocolate cake, and it's just put a recipe for chocolate cake in. You may find that in your code, it might be similar to mine. It might not be similar to mine. If you're going with the same theme, it might have recipes for spaghetti, for example, or cookies, or whatever it may be. So it can be slightly different, but that's something we can tweak by just asking it to sort of regenerate stuff. But what I'm going to do is just with the code it's generated, all I'm going to do is just click this button right here. So hopefully you can see we've got this code here. It doesn't matter what it does, but we can hopefully copy it just by clicking copy code. Go back to our code sandbox, and hopefully you should see that by default it goes to the index.html file. So all I've done, just copied the code by clicking the box, moved over to the index.html file, or just delete whatever we've got here and just paste the code that ChatGPT has just generated for us. And hopefully, if we click this button right in the corner, it might auto update for you. It might not. But there should, if it doesn't auto update for you, there is this like little square button in the top left corner. If you click on that, it should hopefully give you the design of a website on the right-hand side. You can see it's a very, very simple website, but we do have a website right there that we've got just from ChatGPT. So I would like everyone to try that, and hopefully you can get some sort of website. If you can, maybe try and take some screenshots of what the website has done and maybe paste them in the chat. I would love to see them. Or alternatively, email us as well. We'd love to see those as well. But just hopefully everyone can have a go at it. And if you've done it, just quick thumbs up just to know that you're following along. Never goes amiss. Yeah, Ian, if you're blocked by work, yeah, I think that's an issue with some people. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do about that, but try and follow along and maybe watch the recording back and try it at home yourself. Yeah, probably how to copy it from ChatGPT. So yeah, I'll just go through that once again. If you're on ChatGPT, if you've just typed the prompt in, so by just putting a message into that box, there is a button right here which says copy code. You click on that, it should hopefully change to copied, like so. And then you can just go back to Code Sandbox, go to index.html, delete whatever code was here by default, and just paste that in, and it will just generate a website on the right-hand side. You may notice that the website is different from what I've got here, but like I mentioned, ChatGPT it tries to fill in the gaps. So the less information you give to it, it just does whatever it feels like. So for me, I've got this website with how to bake a chocolate cake. You may have something different if you've used the same prompt, or if you've done something different, you may have something different as well. Okay. Hopefully most people have done that. Yeah, if you're on the mobile app, you might not be seeing copy. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the task we're doing is very difficult to do on phone, especially because we're building a website like so. But yeah, oh, I've clicked free. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, if you maybe whenever you get the time to do it at home, or whenever you get access to a computer, it might be better. Yeah. So Lewis, your website looks a lot more complete, borders and sections, etc. Yeah. So you can see this might be the next thing that we're doing. You may have a website like me, or you may have a website like Lewis, I think, has had, where they've got borders and different background colors and so forth. So what you can do is, instead of just keeping the website like this, we can go back to ChatGPT, and in the same box, so just after this code has been generated, we can try and adjust the sort of, I guess, look of the website, let's say the design and everything. Okay, I think Frank's got a question. Am I on ChatGPT 3.5 before? At the moment I'm using ChatGPT 3.5. You may find on 4 it's a little bit better, but 3.5 is perfectly fine for the task that we're doing at hand. So what you notice is that we've got this code here, and it's a very bland website, not much. But let's say we want to customize it a little bit. So can anyone think of any customizations? Either drop them in the chat. So whatever that may be, the background color, for example, or the font size, or the font like the font itself. Can anyone think of any suggestions that we could make to this website? Yeah, cake pictures. Okay. Yeah, cake pictures. Yeah. So can we add a picture related to the website? We will do that. I was thinking more in terms of the design, like the actual design. So background color, or like adding boxes, or adding a navigation bar or something along those lines. Yeah, okay. So I think we've got one suggestion for a green and black background, okay, and then multiple fonts, Times New Roman headers with Arial for the rest. Okay, let's try that. So I have no experience of coding, but I want to change this website to have a green background. So I'll ask ChatGPT just by typing it in the box again. Can you change this to a green background with Times New Roman text? Oh, not now Roman. New Roman text. Well, let's say new Roman headings and Arial main body text. And let's see what it does. So yeah, and you can see ChatGPT is doing its magic. And it's kept the same structure from our previous website. So it's kept the chocolate cake, but hopefully we should see, once it finishes generating, that we have some. Oh, okay. Now it's asked us to do styles.css. Okay. I will regenerate this just because it might be a little bit confusing for you guys. I'm gonna just add a little bit of context in the same HTML page. Just going to regenerate that just because I don't want to get into adjusting CSS style sheets for those of you that aren't too familiar with web development. So yeah, I'm just going to add in the same HTML page just so it's confusing. So you can see it's regenerated something, and it's added some additional code on top of the baseline code with the chocolate cake. And you can see it's added some properties called background color, padding, margin, and so forth. You may notice. So I will, so it's finished generating. I will do the same thing. I'll copy it, go back to our index.html, paste it in. I will click this box in the corner to regenerate it, and you can see, yep, we now have a box, and we've got a green background, and you can see we've got Times New Roman font, and then Arial main body text as follows. So all the customizations that we wanted to do, ChatGPT has done it. Catherine, will we be sharing this recording? Yes, we will. Hopefully you've checked in. If you've joined us a little bit late, yeah, we'll send the recording at the end. Yeah. So, okay, hopefully you can see that, yeah, we've got a new website. So I think the next thing we wanted to do is add some images. I think we had a suggestion earlier. I think it was Lewis, I think, or Daniel. I can't remember who it was. Yeah. So yeah, probably, yeah, that's the next thing. We're going to be looking to add pictures. Okay, so that's the next thing we're going to do is, so we're going to prompt the ChatGPT to add some pictures. So we'll go back to ChatGPT, give it a, can I now add some pictures? So I'll go back and prompt it, and you can see that, okay, so it says it's giving us some more code. Okay, so sometimes it does this where it doesn't give us the complete code, but you can see hopefully, so I will reprompt it. So can you provide the complete code? The complete code. So sometimes you may notice that it's cut some sections out, like here and here. If you're a little bit confused of where stuff goes, you can just ask it to provide the complete code, and it will provide the whole complete code. And I'll just wait for it to finish generating. Oh, and it's decided to give us another recipe as well for whatever reason. But we'll go with that, okay? And then we will copy this, go back to here, hit our button, and we should see that, yeah, we've got 2 boxes now on our website. So we've got some tabs here, and we've got some placeholder images. And you can see that there should be an image here, but it's not generating, and there should also be an image here that's also not generated. Yeah, so how can we assign a particular picture? Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to next, probably, in fact. So you can see here, we've got these sort of placeholder images that don't do anything and, you know, don't show up on our website. However, hopefully you've managed to get something like this. Can I just check if everyone sort of at least got up to here where they've got maybe some images, but not really images on their code? Or have I sort of gone too quickly and people sort of are scrambling behind? Can I just get a quick thumbs up just to check people are following? Or if anyone needs me to repeat anything where, if they've missed the part where I've added images, please do let me know. No, but I can see most people have thumbs up. If anyone's had any issues, you can't get Pam, you can't get yours to regenerate. Okay, so if you would like it to regenerate, what you can do is you can just go back to ChatGPT, ask it again. This is for my previous code, let's say, for my previous code, can you provide the full code for the HTML website? And then make sure to add images. And make sure to add images. Add images. And hopefully with this prompt, you should get something that gives you something like this with related to that. But if it can see, most people have hopefully managed to get something like this where they've got some images like this, okay? Okay, so this requires a little bit of coding and tweaking, but not too much. Hopefully within your page, this may be completely different from where you are. So prompt to regenerate, Brandy, I'll put it in the chat for you just so you've got um something like that. Okay, so hopefully hopefully most people have got to a point where they've got some images but aren't visible. And this does require a little bit of like HTML knowledge and tweaking, but hopefully you can see wherever you've got the structure of these images in the region. So just after, let's say, my header, you can see I've got some heading text which says delicious chocolate cake. And just underneath that, you should be looking for something called image, and then S or IMG with some like angled brackets with SRC, and then chocolate cake dot JPG and in quotation marks like so. And similarly, we can see on our delicious pancakes where we've got the image that's missing there. You've got another thing which says image SRC, and in quotation marks, we've got pancake.jpg JPEG, like so. Hopefully everyone can sort of find that within their code somewhere, wherever that's relating to their images. If you can, give me a thumbs up. If not, just go through it again very quickly, or just maybe just explain it again. Yeah, most people are following. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Anyone that's not having any issue, anyone having any issues, please do let me know, or drop a message to Faz in the chat, and he'll happily help you out as well. Okay, so yeah, so just find where it says image.src and then chocolate cake.jpg. And we can have a look and try and get some royalty-free images from there. So in fact, I think there's a website that we were going to use. So if I go back to my slides, I believe there is a website where we can get royalty-free images. So this is called Unsplash, and I believe Faz will paste the link to this in the chat as well. So this page just has a lot of royalty-free images, so there's no copyright issues if you'd want to use these images in your website and publish the website if you'd like. But on Unsplash, you can see we've got a text box right here, and we could search for images that might be related to our website. So in my case, I've got images that chocolate cake and for pancakes. So in the text box, I'm just going to search for chocolate cake, and hopefully I'll see some images like here. So yeah, we've got some images for chocolate cake. So I'm gonna pick one of these. Let's see. Let's say I'll just pick. Let's say we'll go for this one. Sure, why not? We'll pick this one, and if you just click on the image and then just right click on it, there should be a bar that says copy image address. So whatever image you want to choose, actually make sure that I believe there should be a filter. Some of these images you do need to pay for, so I need to just double check that these are royalty free, at least the basic ones. So yeah, just whatever image that is, make sure you just right click on it and find copy image address. So let's say with this image, I've chosen this copy image address like so. And then once I go back to my website, replace the SRC here in the quotation mark. So whatever ends in .jpeg, like JPG, just replace that text with the SRC that we've just copied. And it might be quite long, but hopefully, yeah, there we go. You can see that the image has been added into our website as follows. You may see that this image is quite big, but that's not to worry. You don't need. We can ask the AI to actually resize the image for us. So I will ask the AI. Actually, let's take a stop. Let's take a stop here, just because I don't want people to fall behind. Just a quick recap of what we've done. SRC. So where we find SRC, where we've got the quotation marks, we've gone to Unsplash, and on Unsplash, we've searched for an image that we want. Right-clicked on that image, click on copy image address, and then pasted that image address within the SRC right here where we had the .jpeg from beforehand. And hopefully from that, you should see that the image appears in your website. It might be a bit too big or a bit too small, but we'll get onto changing that with the AI a little bit later. Hopefully, I can check people are following along. I don't know if I've confused people there, but quick thumbs up. Just never goes amiss. If I've confused everyone, ask me. I'll go through it again. No, okay. We're still getting some thumbs up. Okay, brilliant. Anyone actually confused? Because I don't mind going through it again if I've gone through things too quickly. Oh, okay. Still seeing thumbs up coming in. Okay. 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 Brilliant. So if you manage to get the image in and it's too big, like in my case, or if it's too small, maybe in your case it might be too small and you need to resize it, ask the AI again. So I'm going to provide it, go back to ChatGPT and provide it with some more information. So let's say my chocolate cake image is too big. Can you make it smaller? And just as a note, because sometimes it does this, like I think we had in our earlier scenario where it didn't provide the full code. I'm just going to provide it some additional information to say, make sure you provide the full code. And hopefully it would regenerate something for us that makes the chocolate cake image a lot smaller, and we can resize it. I'll let it generate. Takes a little while, so let it finish, and it is okay. There we go. It's finished generating. I'm going to copy the code once again. Go back to here. Oh, okay, and it might delete it will probably delete it probably delete this again. So um, just make sure to go back and maybe copy the image again if necessary. And let's repaste it. And this time we should hopefully see, yeah, this time you can see the image is a lot smaller and the AI has just done everything for us. Um, so why didn't we give ChatGPT the image address? Yeah, Brendy, that is a very good point. We could provide ChatGPT with the image address. So if I ask ChatGPT, this is my image address. Oh, my image address, and I'll just give it a link. Um, make let's say for the chocolate cake, make sure to use this from now on. And it should hopefully, and it will actually tell us exactly where it needs to go. So it will this time, yeah. So just like Brandy sort of mentioned, you can just you can give it the image address and it will tell you exactly where it needs to go and you don't need to mess around with anything. Okay, I think yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I think that's it. Any other suggestions of what we could do to this web page? So we've got the image and we've got the chocolate cakes and background. Any other suggestions? I think we'll do one more adjustment before I think we wrap up the session. Can you add a video? Okay, a video might be a little bit complicated, but pattern background could be. Oh yeah, Jim, that's a good one actually. Adding links is a good one. So we'll do one thing that Daniel suggested, and we'll add what Jun suggested, which is adding a link. So let's start with adding a link, which is quite simple. Let's just ask the AI to do that. Can you add a link to an, an external page? Make sure to provide the whole code again. Let's do that. Make sure to provide the full code. Let's see what ChatGPT does. Okay, and let's see. So you can see I think it's added a link here, but we're continuing with where it's going. So I'll let it finish generating. There we go. So copy that, uh, paste it back wherever we were. And you can see, I mean, I think it is added at oh no, I don't think I've copied it properly. Hold on. We'll add it back in here. Oh, did I copy the wrong thing? Yeah, sorry, I believe I copied the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Copied. There we go. And you can see it's added a link here to an example page right here. So maybe let's change this page to Google. If you're thinking about links, it will normally say href something. So we've added a link to Google here. So you can see here, it says external link. If I was to click that, you can see it has taken me to Google. Okay. Google, the web page, did I get web page for Google long? Okay, it doesn't really matter. But you can see it's taken me to an external link. I think it's because we're in Web Sandbox that it's doing this, but you can see just by adding an extra link, we've taken it to Google. And maybe let's try an additional thing. I think Daniel said earlier, can you make the oh, can you make the background checkered? Oh, can't spell checkered, but there we go. Whatever. There we go. Let's see how good it is as doing this. Yeah, Catherine. Yeah, YouTube link would also work. All you need to do is, in terms of links, what you need to do is you need to look at the href tag. So if you find the href tag, wherever it may be, replace the link that ChatGPT has said with example.com or however it's put, and just paste the link to the YouTube video, however you'd want it to. Oh, I think it has it. It has it stopped. Oh, it's generated something too long, so it's decided to stop generating. I hope continue generating. And let's see how this has changed. Oh no, okay. It doesn't seem to have worked with the checkered background, unfortunately. But okay. I think I'll leave it at that. So Brendan, just a quick example of where the external link is. The external links normally are related to the href tag. So at the top of my page, it has got some links to some external web pages, but as part of this, we've got some href, and it's got example.com. If you find where href is and replace it with a link you'd like, it will do it. Alternatively, what you can also do is just prompt ChatGPT to do it, and and give it a link that you want in your website somewhere, and it has the capability to actually do that yourself. Okay, I think we'll stop more or less here. So open the floor up to any questions that anyone has. But hopefully this gives you an idea of what's possible with ChatGPT and coding in general. So, we may not have had any coding experience at all, but just by asking it a few questions and then just like asking it to do more things and so forth, um, we've managed to make a basic website without any programming knowledge at all, really. You can, of course, expand this to any other programming languages, and especially learning about new programming languages, it is quite good at. Especially, you can ask it to explain some basic concepts to you, just so you can learn about doing things. And especially if you don't understand what something is doing or why something is doing what it is, ask it to explain and why and why it is doing it. Okay. Any further questions? So side questions. Can you suggest some website hosting sites? Domain.com. Oh, wait, actually hosting. Not personally. Yeah, Faz has got one. Railway.app. Yeah. So I think go with Faz. I'm not really a website developer, but uh, Yeah, Faz railway.app. Have a look at that. I think Faz is recommended. Tommy, so what do we do with the generator website from here? How do we use it? Um, if you would want to use it and actually deploy it to like to to where someone could actually access it to, so you need to think about first of all getting a domain that people can access. So once you've got that domain, you would need some sort of website hosting service most likely, and then host your website on that, and people could access it that way. Any other questions that I've sort of missed? I don't know if I'm trying to scroll up. What other websites can we generate beside recipes? Any website really. So I think, like I mentioned at the start, I did a recipe website page just as a sort of example. But you could choose whatever theme you'd like. Just specify it to ChatGPT at the start. So at the start, I believe if I scroll up to the very start of the chat, I asked it to write me the HTML code for a recipe blog website. If I had changed it, so let's say I changed it to a new chat, let's say, can you write the HTML code for a, I don't know, sports website, sports news website, and it will generate something and it should hopefully give me something different, not a, so you can see here this time it's generated something like so. If I was to copy that over, it's got now I get rid of the sort of recipes, and we've got some new tags for like football, basketball, tennis, and so forth. We've lost some of our styling that we did, but again, we could go back and prompt it and ask it to do some more styling if needed. Um, so Johnny, do you mean by hanging up? Do you mean it stops generating halfway through? In that sense, there might be a button in the bottom right where it says continue generating. If you click on that, it should continue. Sometimes if the outputs gets really long, it might stop, or it might be your internet connection potentially, or your connection to the site. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not seeing like a continue option. It just like has like a dot in the left-hand side of it, and then like I can stop the prompt itself, but it just
It
kind
might
of
just Yeah, it might just be being slow. Maybe try refreshing your page and just click regenerate. So hopefully that works. If not,
okay.
then there's not a whole lot you can do. I think it's just the site playing up, if anything.
Okay.
Any further questions from anyone? Okay, I'll take that as a no for now. Okay, yeah, okay. So just a quick wrap up. Yeah, so if you'd like to do, you feel free to experiment with the capabilities of ChatGPT and making your own website. You can obviously try, uh, you know, doing things in your own time, creating different websites or different types of applications with Python or C Sharp or whatever programming languages you may be familiar with or would like to learn, let's say. Again, I will preface this by saying, it is a very useful tool, but it can't do everything, and it's just supposed to be used as a tool for assisting. So I guess it's very similar to like a calculator for it will help you do your sums, but if you'd want it to do all of your math homework, um, it wouldn't be able to do it entirely. So that's kind of the idea behind AI, especially when it regards to with regards to coding environments, let's say. Okay, so yeah, final thoughts. I think I sort of mentioned it. It's just about you know, can't do everything, but it has the ability to very help you get started with things and also learn new things. Again, if anyone has any questions or anything they'd like to bring up throughout the week, well, I think we've got our community support page for generative AI. You can feel free to drop a question on there, or if there's any other issues, either with these sessions or with getting links to sessions or signing up to these sessions, feel free to drop us an email if there's any issues. Hello at codingwithcodex.co.uk. There's if any particular issues, with getting the recordings, not getting the recordings, or signing up, or any particular questions about these sessions or content, feel free to drop us an email. Always happy to answer questions. Okay, I think that is it from me. And if there's no other final questions, thank you guys all for coming. Hope you've enjoyed the session. Um, and I don't think I will be here next week, but I think Baz will be here at least. So thanks to you all. All right then. Bye, guys.
One second, mid hat. Tommy V has a. Oh, I think it's just me. Tommy V, are you still there? Hey guys, I've been hiding on the chat this entire session. Yes. Tommy, if you basically create a profile, sorry guys, I'm on Panda Top today. If you create a profile and it should be able to save you a sandbox. However, something to bear in mind is that the ChatGPT instance, once you've logged in, that saves all your code there. So a lot of times you can just copy and paste that code into a new sandbox if you haven't created an account for this session. If you have created an account, it will be saved on your profile and then you'll be able to access this later on. Hope that answers your question. Um, Thank you. It's 20 quid. That means £20 from ASOS. So yeah, great jumper. All right, guys. I will see you all next week, and we'll be going through extensions for our browsing experience. We were meant to do it was scheduled for today, but we decided to move it to next week. It's a bit of a communication issue, but yeah. See you guys then. Bye bye.